All right, this will be good for me to track. Hi, welcome back. Part 2, 2017 E3.
Yep.
We're doing Xbox. I'm giving them 20 minutes on the timer.
Ooh.
It was a big conference.
It was. There was a lot. There were a lot of trailers, a lot of exclusivity, a lot of flies on our webcam.
You have to tell them anything.
I was afraid that the buzzing would get on their nerves, except it's not anywhere near the microphone, so that thought was completely pointless. I apologize to everyone who is...
I, for one, welcome our fly overlords.
I, for one, welcome our rampant unprofessionalism. We have no idea what we're doing.
I'm wearing a Junior Mints hat, okay?
I mean, yeah.
I tried to look Xbox.
I mean, I'm wearing a shirt and a hat from things that I care about and very few other people do. I mean, Steven Universe is way more popular than the Mother franchise, but I don't know if you could even see that.
All right, we better get rolling.
Yes.
This is a lot.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So, it starts with like showing off all the Xbox games in the past and their different resolutions. And there's a good thing they focus on resolution.
Yes.
Because like this console or this presentation started with talk of the new Xbox, Project Scorpio.
Yes.
Which no longer Project Scorpio. Goodbye, you good name, and hello, you awkward name. The Xbox One X.
That's right. The Xbox.
The triple X. You have an Xbox One S already, and you have an Xbox One X.
Yes.
It's very awkward, and like the system is just. It's like a slimmer version of the Slim.
Yeah.
So from a design standpoint and name standpoint, big thumbs down from the Andrew.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we had someone sitting next to us who was literally trying to like Google things about it and got confused between the X and the S.
he's the only Xbox One owner I know right now. So like, yeah, he was it's not good for that to happen.
Like, I think like if they had like Xbox One Z, Xbox 2, Xbox Infinity, whatever, like those are just, you can tell that someone in marketing who has no idea how to name things invented
It's
that
awkward,
name.
yeah.
That was somebody who doesn't understand. Like, that was an executive decision that was very poor, and I feel like that's how they name most things over at Xbox.
Now, we talked about our dress code
Yes.
for this. If you were at the event, you had to wear a black T-shirt that on the back of it says, "I witnessed the most powerful console ever."
The most powerful console ever. Like, I witnessed it. Like, it came down from the heavens.
Which I don't even think they did besides on screen, which is what we did anyway.
I hate it when
they
like,
didn't have an actual box.
Yeah. I hate when they knock on your door and the Xbox witnesses came over. It's like, do you have a minute to talk about Master Chief?
So, Xbox One X.
Yes.
This part was super jargony and like a lot of technical terms, not teraflops and giga RAM and, you know, processors and 8 million pixels and fuck off N64. You know, just a lot of technical talk. It was really kind of bogged down for me from a pacing standpoint.
Well,
but
the thing is they got that out of the way.
Power,
which was
compatibility, craftsmanship.
Yeah, I mean, they got all that stuff. They front-loaded it, which I think was a good idea. So that way they could just blast you with trailers later.
It has, for the first time ever in console history, a liquid-cooled vapor chamber.
We get it, you vape.
The first game was Forza.
Yes.
It looks like Forza, you know, 700 cars. It's pretty. There was a lady driver. It's Forza. Like, what do you want from me? What do you want from him?
Well, what they
Nürburgring and
they want is the world unveiling of the new Porsche 9S GXC5, whatever it was
911 something or other.
Yeah.
It had 911 in it. I remember that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. But
no, you can't.
it was weird. They debuted a car. It was like, let's make a deal style. Like a stage spun around and like, there's a car. Some people cheered and were like, oh my gosh.
Who is that for?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Are there car buffs in the audience?
It's hard for me to understand who paid for that sponsorship, whether it was Porsche or Xbox or Forza. Because like, it doesn't seem to improve any of their brands. But
I don't know. I don't know.
You got me. The lighting and clouds look pretty, according to my notes. It's right there.
Yeah, we had dynamic rain effects and all the weather. Like, that actually I did like.
Right.
It's one of those things where it's just very, very pretty, very good.
Yeah, these games were running on Xbox One X, 4K. Granted, we're watching it through my computer through to my TV.
Yeah.
Allegedly running at 1080, so on YouTube. So they look good.
Yeah. Everything did look good, but
Speaking of looking good, Metro.
Yes, I like the Metro series. I haven't played them in a long time, but I do like those games.
Yeah, Metro Exodus. Looks like it's coming to Xbox first as a console, but it's also going to PC. So, and that's a common thing that bothered me, and maybe it bothers you, maybe it doesn't bother you. But this conference just kept beating in your head, exclusive, world premiere exclusive, world console exclusive. Not one of these games, not one, is going just to Xbox One or just Xbox One X. They're going to all Xbox systems, including PC.
Yeah.
It's really weird for me to be like, hey, you should buy this $500 console, especially for people who already own an Xbox One S. But why?
I don't know.
I mean, I fell off on the 360 train. That's where it stopped for me. I'm happy with my PS4. I'm happy with my Switch. I was hoping that maybe somehow this could convince me. The faster loading time seemed interesting.
Yeah.
But this is such a novelty purchase for me so far. But we'll get right back into the games before we get into the final thoughts.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed, the most leaky game ever.
Yes.
Ironically enough, takes place in the desert.
Yes.
So Assassin's Creed...
Well, the Nile floods every year. So
okay.
That's something to do with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or maybe Andrew was just trying to make a joke and transition into it.
Maybe I was just trying to...
Slide down pyramids, turn into a bird, Assassin's Creed stuff. Shoot an arrow and control it in mid-flight.
There were so many things where it's just like, yep, this looks like every Assassin's Creed game ever. And then there were so many things that were just like, what is happening?
It's pretty, and they're trying hard, and you can tell they put a lot of effort in Assassin's Creed. But it's a franchise that, like, to me, just is kind of done. I don't know if, they went away for a year. They didn't put out a new one last year. And I was hoping they'd overhaul a lot more of it.
Yeah.
But this just seems like another iteration in that series to me.
I feel like Assassin's Creed needs to take a break.
Yeah, and they took 1 year, and I'm like, maybe they need more.
I think they needed like a 2 or 3 year
Granted, they
break.
put out a movie last year. You didn't see it. I know you didn't see it. Don't lie to me. You didn't see it.
Don't you lie to me.
PlayerUnknown Battleground, which is such a weird name.
Yes.
It was a mod of H1Z1. And it's just Hunger Games Battleground, 100 players go into a room, an island to kill each other. It's been on PC, it's popular. If you're watching this, you may be watching that. So,
yeah.
I don't know, it wasn't super exciting for me, but it runs better on Xbox One X.
Indeed it does.
That
was another thing that hammered in.
I forget the last word. I even screwed it up. This was the Metroid Prime Fusion Force mixed with, or Federation Force.
Yeah.
Mixed with No Man's Sky. So
Yeah.
Federation Force, No Man's Sky. That was the art style and gameplay.
It had space dwarves. It was mining and monsters and things. And it's going to be a pass for both of us.
Yeah, I know. Then they had this really weird moment where they're showing off this game, and you're watching it, it's kind of atmospheric and such, and then all of a sudden this Brian Posehn looking motherfucker comes on there and just starts screaming the play-by-play commentary at you.
Yes, it was like a MOBA or something.
Super obnoxious, and it looked like a smaller version of the Battlegrounds game, but with a Borderlands art style.
Was it the Darwin games?
The Darwin experiment? Darwin something. Darwin Arises? I can't remember.
He can't read his own handwriting.
That's also a problem. I was sketching notes and looking at the TV. That was a bad idea.
Maybe I should take the notes.
Never.
No, it's too funny watching you try to read your notes.
It is funny. Next up, this to me was the biggest announcement today. The Minecraft portion. So Minecraft had the super duper 4K beautiful assets, which is weird for Minecraft to have these graphics.
I mean, HD graphics.
It's the uncanny block valley for me,
yeah,
but
it's just like they had the rays of the sky and everything. It was all coming down, and you're going to hear me say volumetric God rays like over and over again because that's what they put in like every single game now. It's just like, oh, it's the mist and the light shines through it. Oh, we got to put this in our game. But every game.
For the first time in this E3, we saw the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
That's right. In the middle of the Microsoft conference.
Yes.
You see a Switch, and that was their way of showing that, like, we're doing cross-platform play, and that doesn't mean just to your phone and just to your Xbox or PC. Everything that's played Minecraft will be able to connect. I hope that means I can go from, like, Switch to PS4, and I don't need, like, an Xbox to host it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It was a little unclear on that, but... cross-platform in any variation is really cool.
Yes.
It's the step future. It's something I'm so happy about.
Yeah, I am totally on board with that. I think that's a great idea because Minecraft is such a social game anyway.
Right. It's just one of those things where like cross-platform play just benefits all consumers.
Yes.
And if anything, it can grow fan bases. I know Minecraft isn't like struggling to grow, but player retention.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, like I want to play this game with you. What system do you own? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You could play it on your phone. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can play it. You can play Pocket Edition and be able to play with someone who's playing the Switch or the PC or anything.
So really cool. We will move right into DBZ, made by Arc System Works, Guilty Gear people. Yeah. It looked beautiful. Kind of. It was a 2.5D fighting game. So interesting for them to go that direction.
Like, it was weird because they were the lowest poly models that I saw. Like it was the only they were some of the only models that I looked at and I'm like, okay, I can see the edges, I can see the vertices and everything. So but it looked good. It looked true to the show, and the lo-fi look kind of actually helped it achieve that. It had a cell shading. Japanese voice acting, which blow up the microphone.
You love charting that, don't you?
Yes, I do. You can see me glance over there. That's what I'm looking at. Is the little bumper thing.
It's going this way.
I know it is, but it seemed like a better use of our vertical space. Thank you.
Next up, the MMORPG Black Desert.
Yes.
Meh. Fantasy MMORPG, meh.
Yeah.
It's just weird to launch MMOs to me. There are so few of them that hit.
Yeah.
It's a weird market to try, and I don't know if it's worth it, but they're trying.
I mean, I guess South Korea. That's all I could think of. Is like
just guess South Korea.
I guess South Korea.
That's my answer.
That's my answer. Final answer.
Let's see. We had The Last Night.
Yes.
Which was this retro-ish style, but a beautiful, modern-looking game. It's really hard to describe that graphics.
Yeah, it was kind of LucasArts adventure, maybe a little more of another world.
Yeah.
In terms of its aesthetic,
like the characters are purposely like low poly, but the backgrounds are really vivid and neon and Blade Runner-y.
Very Blade Runner-y.
Okay, fine.
Certainly something to look at.
Artful Escape, no. This was a trippy game. It did look a lot like the Double Fine art style.
Yeah. It seems like it's just like, let's just take 70s music. It looked like Fret Nice, which
no one knows what Fret Nice is.
I know, but I'm telling you, if you look up what Fret Nice is and then watch the trailer for the Artful Escape. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And those games are the same thing. They are the same thing.
Next up, Bandai Namco. Namco.
I thought you were going to say Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, no. Bandai Namco. Ooh,
yes.
There we go.
Code Vein.
Code Vein was like, what if we took the Tales art style and made Dark Souls?
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a lot of glowy red eyes, so that was neat. I mean, I'm a fan of both of those things, but I don't know if I'll play it. I mean, it's Xbox, so I don't think I'll play it. But
yeah, I mean, everything's PC as well.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
You know, Sea of Thieves. This one I'm like cold on, and other people seem to be more warm on, like even including you.
Yeah,
this.
I see this and I'm thinking, that looks cool. I can imagine this being really fun. But I think it's sort of hampered by the fact that you would have to find people who feel that same way, and I feel like that market is going to be very small. And
you'd have to find 4 people who are really into this niche kind of concept of being a pirate in this cutesy, rare-made world. Yeah. And then you'd have to get lucky enough to find other people who are playing in groups of 5 who are not just griefing you or like harassing you or anything. And you'd still have to have the scenarios within the game work. Like, if you took that art style, some of those gameplay concepts, and made, like, a really cool single-player or maybe a small co-op experience, I'd be more into that. But relying so heavy on a massive multiplayer game, where it's objective-based, and it just seems like, what are you doing in this game? What is your end game? All you're doing is, like, going out, find treasure, go sell the treasure, repeat the cycle. Yeah. And I feel like the game's going to demo really well and might even review decently. I don't see it having legs or catching an audience at all. Yeah, but that's my prediction. So it's here. It's on YouTube. You know, prove me wrong, Rare.
That was some nerd sass right there. Seriously.
Tacoma. Okay.
Take that, multi-million-dollar video game studio. 2 amateur YouTube talker guys have challenged you to a showdown.
And this video might get upwards of 30 views, sir.
I know. It's incredible.
Super Lucky Tale. It was, this is like super indie version of the N64 platformer.
There are so many people who are trying to bring that back, and Yooka-Laylee almost got it.
I'm hoping that Yooka-Laylee keeps getting patched and improved, but that's why I waited to buy it.
Like, I haven't played it yet.
They've been promising patches, so. But it's a hard thing to do, and it seems easy.
Yes.
And this game seems like, or the developers, I think they have it, but they don't have it.
Yeah,
it's missing a few elements.
That formula is so hard to nail. It is one of those deceptively challenging
If you are not
things.
Nintendo, you're not going to do it these days. I don't think.
Yeah.
I'd love to see people try, but it's watch the trailer. It's generic.
Yeah.
Cuphead finally got a release date.
Yeah, Cuphead. I mean, I'd love to play a Fleischer Brothers cartoon one of these days. I'm a big fan of that style.
It's looks the third good. E3 with that game. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it looks. You know, I mean, what is this? The Last Guardian? Come on.
Next up, Terry Crews. Just being Terry Crews.
Yeah. I mean,
it was a decent way to get into Crackdown.
Yeah. It's sort of fit the themes of Crackdown a little bit.
He is a celebrity that everybody likes, so.
That's true.
It just Crackdown. I'm positive on it. I don't mean to sound negative on this one. It's just pretty much what you expected Crackdown to be, and it's a solid game. It's not one that I'm going to go out of my way for, but if I had an Xbox thrown at me, I'd pick it up.
Yeah, certainly.
Let's see. We got the indie showcase montage. They were coming in fast, and it's so funny. And like, this is where like go ahead, please. The comment. I'm a Nintendo fanboy. Nintendo has done some of these indie montages for the Switch already, and I've been like, I want to buy this one, and this one. In this particular montage, I had a lot less of those. Okay. But it's fine. Yeah. You know, I like indie games.
I saw the games, and I'm just like, okay, that looks neat. Okay, that looks neat. I was.
There wasn't any where I was like, whoa, I'm really curious about. Yeah. Another Dark Souls-ish game was Ashen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that weird art style one.
Nobody has a face.
Yeah.
Everyone is the question.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So, Life is Strange prequel. Okay, sure, I guess. Life is Strange was kind of cool.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not a fan of prequels, but, it's more of an in general kind of thing.
Yeah.
Middle-earth Shadow of War. Look good.
I love that idea. I did not play Shadow of Mordor, unfortunately.
Neither did I.
I should have.
It kind of made me want to go back and play it, so that actually tells you how good the experience was.
Yeah, I loved Bruce, the shark.
The gameplay demo trailer thing had a lot of humor, and where sometimes humor misses in these kind of things. Oh, we're going into overtime, folks.
Oh shit!
So this game looks great. I like the Nemesis system. I like how they expanded upon it. It looks unique, interesting. Combat was solid. You're recruiting a bunch of different orcs and different characters to go fight, other armies and such, and you collect your Pokemon and you go in the war.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just a neat game. Like, I'd say look out for this one.
Just like defined focus. That was a cute moment in that trailer. I enjoyed it.
I like the Dark Lord, Night Lord. Same difference. They're both lords. I guess I could fight with you.
It's like, as long as I get to rip some spawns out, and I do love doing that.
Then next up, we had the Chopping Broccoli segment where the guy was playing a piano, and then they showed Ori, the sequel, in the background.
Yeah.
I wasn't an Ori and the Blind Forest fan, but I know it caught on with people, so...
Yeah. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Good for you guys.
It was a clever name, too. I like it. Getting toward the end here.
I know. We're down to page 3 of the notes. Whew. Xbox One. No, not that Xbox One. Xbox Original.
Yes.
The old Xbox games are coming to Xbox, and they'll look even better on Xbox One X.
I mean, I sure as fuck hope so.
Did you want to play Blinks the Time Sweeper in 4K? Dark Watch? Stranger's Wrath? Tetris Worlds?
It's already a future.
Drake and the 99 Dragons?
Oh, God. Please. Please, no. Please, God, no.
Just for one moment. Master! Me! Okay.
He sees his own dead body. So dumb.
So anyway, that's kind of neat. Expanding backwards compatibility. They claim that over half of Xbox One users have played an Xbox 360 game. It was kind of interesting. Earlier this week, there was a website putting out that only 1% of Xbox One users have done it, and Microsoft said, like, no, your data's, like, completely wrong. So it's just interesting that people are debating this.
Yeah.
I think backwards compatibility is always a good thing. And even if it is half or a little less than half that have done it, that's still a big market.
Yeah.
It's still, Xbox sales are around 30 million, so...
You could boost it a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a nice thing to have.
Yes. Absolutely.
Especially for like idiots who like to stream stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, for real.
The Xbox One X is getting 4K updates to Xbox One games. I was like, pure Xbox One? Traditional Xbox One,
Xbox One Classic.
Classic, yeah. Every game is supposed to run a little bit better, whether you have a 4K TV or a 1080p. Yeah. But certain games are getting extra bonuses, like Rocket League.
Super sampling.
And then finally, they came out with a price.
Yes.
It took a long time, but $499.99.
Yeah.
$499.99. No. It's right at the limit. I think if you launch with more than $500 in this economy, you're dead.
Yeah. It is just below dead in the water pricing.
I agree.
So it could catch on. I'm going to need to see some VR support.
Yeah, the VR wasn't touched upon at all, which some people thought it might have been it. I guess they're not doing it. They're just not doing it.
That would be a shame, because if they have this powerful thing, like I was expecting a cheaper model, like instead of $499, I was thinking like $399 or $379, maybe even $459,
right.
And then another more expensive version that comes bundled with some sort of VR equipment. Whether it be the Oculus Rift, I mean, you'd pay out the ass for that.
The Oculus Rift would have to be what they partner with, since Microsoft already has a relationship. You get an Xbox One controller when you buy an Oculus, so
yeah,
it makes sense. But It's like we might as well get into it right here. Xbox One X has not moved me to buy it. How do I think it will do in the marketplace? It's going to be weird because I think Sony's going to lower the price of their VR.
Yes.
And have better bundles and lower the price of the Pro and Standard model in reaction to this. And whether they do it at E3 tomorrow, see that episode, or whether they do that in the fall, November 7th, when this comes out.
Yeah.
The Switch could do like bundles at the same time as well. So it's going to be very competitive in November. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it's going to be a flop or anything. I think it will catch on and get a lot of people to double dip. Mm. But if we're talking about expanding that base beyond the 30 million Xbox One owners, I don't see it doing much.
Yeah.
Now, you could argue that like if you've held out not buying Xbox One this far, you'd go for that model. But
it's a little too expensive for that.
Yeah, it's tough. And even if you're like trying to say the most powerful console ever, that's a fleeting thing. Like that's after November 7th, you know, it's only a matter of time before a new powerful console, or there's always going to be the PC market. And if you want the most powerful console, it's called a PC.
Yeah.
So it's in a weird spot for me. And without the VR or without any particular hooks besides like prettier graphics, faster loading.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can't abandon the Xbox One and like say like here's new games, here's a new system, and they can't let their developers just full on go on to a new system because they don't want to destroy that ecosystem of Xbox One. They're in this weird like middle ground for me.
Yeah.
And I'm predicting this to be a modest hit.
Yeah.
I think it will increase their sales, increase their market share a little bit. But I think Sony's going to counter hard, and I think the Switch is actually doing pretty well, and PC gaming is going to continue to do well.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a modest improvement for them, and maybe just keep them on their track where they want to be. But overall, in terms of changing the dynamics of the gamers, I don't see it at all.
I mean, you got all those trailers. There was a lot. It was like 90% trailers, which is
good.
Kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the show started really slow with him talking about it.
This is all the jargon.
The jargon explosion.
Yeah.
But it did pick up. It did have a lot of trailers. It had a lot of gameplay. It had a lot of new announcements. But
yeah.
Oh, we should touch on the Anthem.
Yes.
EA's BioWare new franchise. It sadly did one of the worst things that modern E3 demos do, trailers.
Yeah.
Fake gamer speak.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going with the gunner mech. What are you using, player?
Wow, look, I find this rare item. It is so good.
That is excellent. There are enemies ahead. Let me call them by their in-game name.
Oh man, we're going to flank them on the right.
Do not forget to collect loot.
Oh, that's sweet loot. I cannot wait.
There's a moment where the guy's like, oh, well, you need that XP. Like, don't do that, please.
I mean,
please.
At least we got to see a lot of good alpha footage.
This game's coming out next year. Kind of Lost Planety, kind of Mass Effect 3, but it's New World. It's
very Destiny-like.
It's very Destiny-like. Somewhere between Destiny and Mass Effect is probably where this game will lie.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It had jetpacks. I love jetpacks so much.
It looked fun to play, but it seemed like it was kind of... there was a lot of, it seemed like it was forced multiplayer. Yeah. I'm not sure if it was or not. I feel like there's going to be some single-player stuff, but, multiplayer mission-based things seem to be very popular lately.
Yeah, that was, besides the fake exclusive that they kept mentioning, the ideal of dragging people on multiplayer was a theme of this conference. I don't know. Anthem is I'm not hating on it. I'm not against it per se. I didn't feel it as much as they probably were hoping to end their conference on.
Yes.
And I don't see it being as big as Destiny. I don't see it being as big as Mass Effect. Again, this is more in the modest hit.
It'll do okay.
Yeah.
It might even get a sequel. but it'll do okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see it. I could be wrong, but man, I'm calling out these franchises. I'm like, bring it.
I'm hoping for like some sort of like I'm hoping Anthem has like a single player campaign.
That would help.
That would definitely sink it for me.
So
it's just
all in all, this conference, they did a better job than they have in the past, and they focused on things and a lot of games, a lot of indies, a lot faster pacing than I'm used to for Xbox.
Yes,
but it still hasn't gotten me to be like, I want to get an Xbox. If anything, it makes me like more confident in my PS4, which I don't have a Pro, but a PS4 and my Switch, and I'm feeling even happier about those decisions today. If anything, it's kind of like locking in that I want to get a VR unit this fall.
Yeah, like if we had an Xbox, there are certainly some games that we would play on it, but
yeah, I don't think you're losing if you're an Xbox.
No,
it's not,
absolutely not.
It's not like you're stuck with the Dreamcast at the end of its life and it's dying out or anything like that. Don't get me wrong.
The support is there.
It's doing fine. It's fine. The conference was fine. The system is fine, but that's where it is. So I pulled out the Guardian amiibo. As you can see, 6 teraflops. Okay?
Is that the legs? Are the legs? Is that what you think a teraflop is?
That's about as well as I can describe a teraflop. But it's big, it's pretty, it's aggressive, but there's no heart.
Yeah.
There's no soul.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is my Guardian analogy.
Okay.
Okay?
What's your other one?
I brought 2 amiibos this time. I got the Gunner in me. You know why?
Why?
Because it's an Xbox conference. This is every game. This is me, and this is my me, and we're playing together, and we're shooting stuff. We have guns, we run around.
Yeah.
Like, that is 60% of their games, if not more.
Yes.
So I give it a Guardian amiibo out of me Gunner.
Mine, you can see this here. My review is a post-apocalyptic 3-legged race with volumetric god rays. It's very pretty. You can sense some strong themes here. And it's got a lot going for it, but do you really need all of this? And it seems like having another person with you is going to hamper what could be a very strong experience.
I see the 3-legged metaphor right there.
Yes.
It's apt.
Yeah.
The multiplayer games here, where like sometimes I'm into co-op, but these big open world co-op games where you need at least like a squad of like 4 or 5 people to get the most out of it. This trend lately, this Destiny, this Tom Clancy Wildlands, these kinds of games just don't do it for me in the same way.
Yeah. That seems to be an industry trend, and we'll see if it keeps going.
I don't think so, but
I mean, you could tell how we feel about co-op games because we loved A Way Out from E3's press conference.
That was amazing, and like definitely the game of E3 so far for me. But we're only 2 conferences in, so
we'll see what Sony and Ubisoft and Bethesda have to offer. So we'll see you in the wee hours of the morning for that one.
The Bethesda, we need no sleep tour.
We also live in the same state that they live in. Why?
We should save this criticism for the Bethesda conference.
Yeah, we should. We're
like doing pre-hate for it.
We do not like Bethesda's press conferences. That's been a historic issue
for us.
Oh,
man. They are rough. And if this is an uphill battle, as you can see.
Yes, we're putting the cart before the horse here, but
yeah. Oh man.
So overall, if I had to give it a letter grade for Xbox, I'd give it a C+ or B-. I enjoyed it a lot more than EA. They showed off a lot more, but it still, to me, didn't really sell me on an Xbox.
I think I would give it a C+X.
C+X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah. The power of X, or what was the line? X is the best power, something. I don't know.
X gonna give it to you.
They're gonna give it to you.